The landmark case of Afcons Infrastructure Ltd v Cherian Varkey Construction Co., 2010, 8 SCC 24. The Supreme Court of India's judgment in Afcons Infrastructure Ltd v Cherian Varkey Construction Co., 2010, 8 SCC 24, serves as a cornerstone in clarifying the interpretation and application of Section 89 of the Code of Civil Procedure, 1908, CPC. This case is pivotal for alternative dispute resolution (ADR) practitioners as it establishes critical guidelines for the referral of disputes to ADR mechanisms while respecting party autonomy. Below, we carefully analyze the facts, issues, judicial reasoning, and implications of this decision for ADR practice. The Cochin Port Trust assigned a construction project to Afcons Infrastructure Ltd, the appellant, through an agreement dated 20 April 2001. Subsequently, Afcons subcontracted a portion of the work to Cherian Varkey Construction Co., the first respondent, under an agreement dated 1 August 2001. Importantly, the subcontract lacked an arbitration clause. A dispute arose between the parties, prompting the first respondent to file a claim against Afcons for 2,10,70,881 rupees, along with interest. In March 2005, the respondent applied under Section 89 of the CPC, requesting the trial court to refer the matter to arbitration. Afcons objected, citing the absence of mutual consent for arbitration or other Section 89 ADR processes. Despite the objections, the trial court ordered arbitration. On appeal, the High Court upheld this decision, asserting that Section 89 allows courts to compel unwilling parties to arbitration. The case focuses on two critical questions. Does Section 89 empower courts to refer parties to arbitration without mutual consent? What is the proper procedure for implementing Section 89 and Order 10 Rule 1 of the CPC? The Supreme Court unequivocally held that arbitration under Section 89 of the CPC cannot proceed without the explicit consent of all parties. Arbitration, classified as an adjudicatory process under the Arbitration and Conciliation Act, 1996, mandates mutual agreement to safeguard party autonomy. The Supreme Court unequivocally held that arbitration under Section 89 of the CPC cannot proceed without the explicit consent of all parties. The court emphasized that before framing issues in a case, courts must evaluate if ADR mechanisms are appropriate. This includes briefly documenting the nature of the dispute and selecting a suitable method, such as mediation or judicial settlement, if applicable. Any decision to bypass ADR must be substantiated with written explanations. These procedural directives are aimed at creating a structured pathway for courts to discharge their obligations under Section 89 effectively. The judgment highlighted drafting inconsistencies in Section 89, specifically regarding the definitions of mediation and judicial settlement. The court recommended interchanging these definitions to align them with proper legal fundamentals, thereby resolving potential future ambiguities for ADR practitioners. By setting aside the orders of the trial court and the High Court, the Supreme Court reinforced the principle that arbitration requires unanimous consent. The court redirected the trial court to consider non-adjudicatory ADR methods like mediation or judicial settlement, which do not demand joint agreement. For ADR practitioners, this decision underscores the need to understand the nuanced distinction between consensual and non-consensual ADR processes. It emphasizes that while Section 89 promotes efficient dispute resolution, it cannot override a party's autonomy in adjudicatory mechanisms like arbitration. This case is a guiding precedent for balancing judicial duties and the voluntary nature of ADR processes.